All right, we got our muscular endurance and aerobic power day. So, it's a good one. These are probably the hardest day for a lot of people. They are for me. We have a 20-minute EMOM, meaning every minute on the minute, you must complete one of these exercises for the reps that are there. So, for example, it says go, it's minute 1. You're doing 10 dumbbell thrusters. However long it takes you to complete those thrusters, you then have the remainder of that minute to rest. Same with kettlebell swings, same with jump rope, same with bicycle crunch. So what you're gonna do is you'll just repeat the pattern. It'll be 5 rounds until you complete this all, but you're gonna be continuously going. Now with selecting a weight, you have to think long-term a little bit. You can't think, okay, first round, I'm gonna be crushing 60-pound dumbbells, pushing it up overhead, because you're gonna be gassed by the 3rd, 4th round. So take your pride out a little bit, go a little bit lighter than what you would think, where maybe you can do 5, maybe 7 extra reps with a dumbbell thruster, as a general rule of thumb. So think I'm choosing weight anywhere from 50 all the way up to about 65–70% of what I think I would normally do. Then after you get done with that, go ahead and take a good little break. Get water, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and then get ready to go and get geared up for our cardio portion or endurance portion. So we are gonna be running, jogging this time. So we have 3 sets of 8 minutes. Sorry, I didn't put the minutes there. 3 sets of 8-minute runs at 6 miles per hour, 2 sets of 3-minute runs at 8 miles per hour, and then 1 set of 1-minute run at 10 miles per hour. Now, with this being said, this is someone who's pretty conditioned in this. If you need to decrease the miles per hour to complete the 8 minutes or the 3 minutes or the 1 minute, go ahead and do so. What I want you to do is to slowly start to build up and up and up. So if this needs to be 3 miles per hour, if this needs to be 4 and this needs to be 5, that's totally fine, but try to push yourself. With that being said, every rest interval is 1 to 2 minutes, getting right back on top. So we're working through our top 2 energy systems, so a creatine and glycolytic system, so that we can really tap into our beta oxidation and that endurance component with the cardio and the running that we're doing. So we'll go ahead and show you the EMOM right after this. All right, we got our endurance day. So we're gonna work through some movements so we can really get ourselves nice and warm, deplete some of that glycogen stores before we get into the endurance section. So we have our dumbbell thrusters. So you're just gonna grab 2 equal sized dumbbells. We are gonna get into the front rack position. So the front rack position is going to be forearms nice and vertical, wrists stacked on top of each other, down by your sides, keeping it tight so I couldn't come over and pull it away, nice and vertical. Now, the thruster is essentially a front squat with a push press. So you'd be here with the dumbbells, feet shoulder width apart, maybe slightly wider, screw your feet into the floor, hands in that front rack position, drop your hips back, and then drop into the squat, trying to keep your shin angles as vertical as possible. Knees can come a little far forward, but we don't really want them over the toes or those heels coming up. From here, you're going to get into that full squat, and then you're gonna be as explosive as possible because you're trying to create as much momentum and drift those, get those dumbbells up as high as you can, and then you follow through with the last little press. So thruster looks like this. So in front rack position, my abs are tight, my ribs are down, I'm not leaning back, down, driving up overhead. See how fast, I'm trying to be fast and explosive with this. And then as I come down, we're back in that front rack position. We're not here, anything like that. So it's here for the total reps. Then we're gonna move into the kettlebell swing. So kettlebell swing is a hinge pattern. It's for the glutes, it's for the hammies. Those are the primary movers that we want to have. Our abs are going to keep our back safe, so we have to keep them engaged. So I want you to think glutes are the gas, and your abs and your lats are the brakes, and you're trying to go 0 to 60 as fast as you possibly can. So we're gonna start about a foot and a half behind the kettlebell. You're gonna get into that athletic position, so, you know, hands back, knees, or hands on top of the knees. This is almost like our deadlift positioning. From here, you're gonna reach down, not round the back, just reaching down, grabbing that kettlebell, and from here, you're gonna feel like you're on your toes, but you're going to crack the kettlebell back, knee back. From here, you're going to try to break the horns of the kettlebell. So you can see, this is normal. This is me breaking. I'm trying to like tuck my elbows. That's gonna get your lats involved. That's gonna help you keep your back nice and straight. So I'm here, crack the horns, and then from here, I'm gonna hike that kettlebell through, and I'm trying to get about half of my forearm to 2/3 of my forearm through my leg. So I'm not rounding my back to make that happen, but I'm really reaching back because that's gonna help put the strain and the stress on the hamstrings where we want it. So it's a hike through, and then you're gonna come up for the swing, and this is where you put the pedal to the metal. You hike your hips through as fast as possible. As that kettlebell comes up, you're keeping your arms nice and straight. Shoulder blades are pinched, none of this. That kettlebell is going to swing on up just about eye level. If it gets any higher than that, that's when you want to think of almost doing like a straight arm lat pull down. You're not actually gonna do it, but you're trying to keep those lats tight so it doesn't go any higher. And then the kettlebell will start to fall down. You're playing chicken with the kettlebell, with your goods, so you're playing chicken with it. Oh shit, then you go right back into the next swing. What I've seen happen a lot of times when people are like, oh, my back hurts. That's because they get the swing right, they get up top, they let everything go, and then they start coming back too soon. So weight out here, center of mass here. This is the thing that takes all the load. So that's why we want to keep it close to our body, close to our center of mass, and then go through. That is going to load the glutes, not the back. So here's what it looks like. So what I'm doing is I'm letting it come through. I'm not doing a squat, like it's not a CrossFit squat or whatever, CrossFit swing, I don't know. But it's a hinge pattern. So that's the kettlebell swing. Next is what we're gonna get into is jump rope. So simple jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, you can just literally do 50 jumping jacks as fast as you possibly can. Just get your jump rope set up, hits 100. All you're gonna do is come here, skip. This is, you can do double feet, it's easy. Beginner, then you can start to kind of alternate until the point where you can start to do one, couple on one leg, couple on the next. I don't care how you skip, just whatever you like to do, whatever feels comfortable for you with that. And the last thing is we're gonna get into bicycle crunch. So the bicycle crunch, we're not going to just stay here and do some of this. What we're gonna do, so I want you to think of like a leg lift, 6 inches, abs are engaged, I'm pressing my lower back into the floor, head, hands come behind the head, raising my knee up, crossing and turning. Just like that for the 12 reps. You're gonna go through that, and then afterwards, then you're gonna get into the run. So the run, if you have a treadmill, awesome. You know, you guys have the miles per hour, the minutes, all that stuff. If not, I want us to break that down into how far you possibly think you could go. So in 8 minutes, running at a 6-minute mile pace, you have to do a little bit of math to figure out that distance. But really, that's like advanced stuff if you really want to get particular with it. I just want you running what you think you could possibly do, which is roughly at that 6 miles per hour, 8 miles per hour, and then 10 miles per hour. But again, I want you guys to build up to this. I don't want you guys taking breaks during this, so you have to go a little bit lighter, or not lighter, but a little bit slower not to take breaks, that's totally fine. We'll build that endurance up over time. So that's our endurance workout. It's a good one.